Well done, Godzilla fandom. You scared off one of the sweetest, most wholesome people on the internet. I completely respect and support Alyssa's decision to step away from the fandom. In fact, I have been thinking of doing the very same thing. Like I said earlier, I'm at a point in my life where I just don't care about this stuff as much as I used to. And in light of that, this year's G-Fest will probably be my last.
Please go watch Kaiju Kim's video in its entirety. It's a very important video that I think the fandom needs to see, and I just wanted to add some thoughts to it. As a friend of both Kaiju Kim and Alyssa, I stand in solidarity with them with what choice they decide to make on whether they choose to remove themselves from the fandom or stay associated with the Godzilla fandom. I have had to make that difficult decision before for different reasons, mostly having to do with homophobia and death threats. But I know that when someone gets to the point of making that decision, I know for many that might sound extreme, but if it's gotten bad enough where a person has been made to feel like they have to make that decision, then you know it's bad enough to warrant that type of course of action. And I say this largely because I want to really appeal to bystanders right now and to the people who are very quick to say, oh, well, this really isn't a thing. Because every time we have brought up misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, racism in the Godzilla fandom, people are very quick to shut that down, either by saying, well, like, whoa, it's not about politics, so don't bring identity into this. The truth is, there are people in the fandom who have been directly impacted by behavior like this. I have had so many friends, especially women, at places like G-Fest, have to literally deal with men stalking them, men behaving inappropriately, making inappropriate comments, very, very disgusting behavior. I've been at the point where I've had people close to me, whether they be women or people in the trans community, say like, Donny, I don't want to be alone because I don't want this person or that person to, make advances at me or stalk me or whatever. And that's inexcusable. Like, that behavior from people doing that, not acceptable. And what really concerns me is that I have seen countless people act as bystanders where they witness that behavior and they absolutely do nothing. If you witness people making creepy comments on social media, call it out. If you witness people being racist, transphobic, homophobic, sexist, call it out. Call out that behavior. Like, I know bandwidth permitting, it's not always comfortable to do so, but we need to be showing people that this behavior in our space is not acceptable. And unfortunately, because we have not done that, we are seeing the result where people literally for their own well-being have to leave. And I know that there are people who are saying, well, the Godzilla fandom has improved. In pockets, it's improved. If you're insulated and you are surrounded by good people, like I said earlier, it gives off the allure that it has improved. But there are so many spaces where it has not. As much as I do care about G-Fest, that behavior is very common there. And unfortunately, it impacts a lot of people. So I stand in solidarity with my friends. And I think it's very strong of them to put out these statements because this conversation needs to be had. And we've tried to initiate this conversation many times. Maybe this is the charm. Maybe this time it'll take hold and people will actually perpetuate it and have this very difficult and meaningful conversation about this type of behavior. So, anyway, share your thoughts. Please share our videos. Please make sure that people hear these messages because we're all in this together. And for any person in our fandom to feel like they are not safe, like that should be a very loud message for us all to do better. Anyway, thank you for listening.